Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm just checking to see if everything's working fine. Hello, hello, testing. Okay, everything's working fine. Chat is working. Cool. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. If you're having problems like hearing me, seeing my screen, just let me know in the chat box. Okay, cool. It's 5:30 here in Singapore, so I'm just gonna start the webinar and do the introduction. I'm sure by the time I'm done, most of you would have joined. Okay, so hi everyone, welcome to today's live trading session brought to you by IC Markets Global. What are your thoughts on GTCK? Hi AJ, hi Moya. Hi. Hi everyone who just joined. Hey Moya, so GTCK is a stock, right? Don't really look at stock like personal stocks, individual stocks. I do more on forex, crypto, and maybe commodities. The reason why I don't do so much on stocks is because you also need to know the fundamentals of what that company is doing, right? You need to also know how that company is doing. So it's not just technical analysis. Yeah, we can do gold, definitely. Okay, cool. So once again, hey everyone, welcome to today's webinar brought to you by IC Markets. We're gonna do a live trading session. Live trading session basically means that we're gonna go on the live charts later and I'm going to show you how I usually come up with my analysis. Okay, this does not mean that this is a, sorry, I'm gonna go to the disclaimer page. This does not mean that this is a signals group. This does not mean that it is any form of financial or investment advice. Okay, a risk warning that trading forex or CFDs carries a high level of risk to your capital and you should only trade with money you can afford to lose. Trading forex and CFDs may not be suitable for all investors, so please ensure that you fully understand the risks involved before jumping into this. Another thing is please take this webinars purely as educational. It is not a signals group. I'm not here to tell you guys where to get in, where to get out. I'm here to merely share my experiences and how I usually get a setup on a daily basis or whenever I trade. Okay, so I'm gonna stay here for a minute for you guys to read the disclaimer. Cool. In a minute, you can just go through the disclaimer and I'll come back to you shortly. Okay, guys, I'm gonna move on to introducing your host. That's me. Okay, for those who don't already know me, I am Cassandra. You guys can call me Cass. I am an investment analyst at Everest Fortune Group and a prop trader. Okay, so Everest Fortune Group is the finalist for the best forex and best equity research for multiple years running. We basically do a lot of back testing, a lot of research, a lot of forecasting of where we think the markets are going, and we churn out a lot of materials. So a lot of materials that you may see online or wherever may even be materials that were churned out by our team. Okay, so other than that, I am a prop trader. I am currently managing a $300,000 account, 300,000 US dollars account. Basically, to become a prop trader, you need a record of 10% profits within a month. Well, that was back then. Now it's a little bit more lenient, but I've done that multiple times. That's why I'm funded. That's why I have such a huge funding. Okay, the reason I'm sharing this with you guys is so that you guys know that you are in good hands, and if you have any questions and regarding trading or anything, I can assist you guys and I will try my best to answer you. Okay. Oh yeah, take note guys, I am a trader who use a lot of technical analysis. So if you're gonna ask me things about like um, fundamental analysis, I would not be able to answer you very well, because the thing about fundamental analysis is you need to know the economic data or whatever news is happening for you to make a proper decision. So technical analysis is whatever you can find on the charts, whatever you can find on TradingView, but fundamental analysis requires you to actually follow the news, like economic data and whatnot. Okay, and on top of that, other thing I will be focusing on is again commodities, cryptocurrency, and forex. Okay, so if you are gonna ask me about stocks, I cannot really answer you as well, because stocks requires you to know the fundamentals as well. I am not being able to pass my prop firm account, ma'am. Do you know any tips? Yes, I do have many tips. First of all, your risk to reward needs to be good. Number two, it could just be your strategy is not working. Can you elaborate? Like, are you negative? Are you failing the test? Are you, what is it? Anyways, guys, the agenda for today will be to touch on key approaches, and then we're gonna look at the cheat sheet checklist and live charts. Break even is good. Break even means that there's an opportunity for you to pass. Okay, you should be worried if you lost the account. Okay, anyway, so this is usually how I trade. I first start with looking for trend. Okay, so either trend or channel, I want to see whether price is going up or down. The reason I'm doing this is so that I can decide whether I want to get in on a buy or a sell. The next thing I'm going to do is look for horizontal levels, and then maybe some chart patterns, some technical analysis, which includes like death or golden crosses. I don't really use this, but you can use this. Natural moving averages. I do use a lot of stochastics and RSI and correlations, and then we're gonna identify whether we want to get in for reversals or breakouts. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys for the checklist. If you guys want a screenshot, I'm just gonna stay here for a minute before I move on. Okay, cool. Okay, thank you for sitting through that introduction. We're gonna start with the live charts now. Give me a sec, I'm gonna pull the live charts. Okay, there you go. So I've already got some requests. If you guys, anyone else has a request, throw it in the chat box. Otherwise, I'm just gonna do my usual. Okay, so I do want to look at ETH USD today, and then we're gonna look at XAU USD. As usual, EUR USD. Oh, I don't know if you guys joined my webinar last week. So the EUR USD trade worked out very well. EUR USD trade worked out very well. I think, I can't remember for sure, but I think the sell entry was somewhere here. Stop loss. Wait. No, it was here. Sell entry was somewhere there, stop loss was here, and take profit was here. So last week there was a 1 to 3 trade. I think this is the numbers, okay guys, don't quote me, I'm just going on memory. Yeah, this should be last week. Yeah, on the 14th of July. This is exactly the one that I gave you, I did last week, and it hit. So it should have hit like a very nice 1 to 3. That means you're risking 1% to make 3% profits. I personally did not. Hi Karim, hi. I personally did not make the full 3%. I only made 1% profit. Reason being because I saw price moving very nicely and I moved my stop loss to entry. I moved my stop loss to below entry, which is somewhere here, and price hit my stop loss and kicking me out of the trade. So last week I did a total of 1%. It could have been 3% if I didn't touch my stop loss, but I touched my stop loss, so that's totally fine. Okay, so other than ETH USD, XAO USD, EUR USD, maybe we can look at GBP, JPY, and AUD, JPY, and a Canadian pair if you guys want to. Okay, I'm going to start with XAO USD because this was what was requested. Okay, so remember I showed you guys that cheat sheet checklist. It doesn't work on every chart. Okay, it doesn't work on every chart. There is no one strategy that will work with every chart. So the one that I find works with XAU USD is actually Elliott wave. Okay, so it's actually Elliott wave. So this is what I've identified with Elliott wave. This is what I think it's happening with Elliott wave. So we're currently in a A, B, I think we're in a C. So the thing about Elliott wave is there's always going to be two scenarios. So the first scenario is the green one, the blue one. I think that we are currently in a A, B, and C. Or the other scenario is we're currently in a A, B, sorry, give me a moment. Yeah. The other scenario is we're currently in a A, B, C, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there's two possible outcomes. That's the thing about it, using Elliott wave to trade. You don't know exactly which one is the one that is the correct one. You just can come up with two different scenarios. Okay, so the blue, I'm gonna change this to blue, sorry. I'm gonna change the buy to a blue and the sell to a red. Okay, I think XAU USD it's either going to do this ABC or it's going to do this ABCD 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I don't know for sure now because the thing is we need to wait for some kind of invalidation. The only way to find out if it's currently moving in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rather than the ABC is when price breaks this high. If price breaks this high, then I can confirm that we are on this blue and then I can immediately cut out this red. Okay, here's the thing. I don't think we are on the blue. I personally do not think that we are on the blue. Okay, why? Because how Elliott wave works is that I'm gonna zoom out. Okay, for those who are confused, how Elliott wave works is that when price goes up, it needs to come down, right? It needs to come down. So gold has been going up for a long time. It needs to come down to do a pullback. It only makes sense. Price cannot just keep shooting up one direction. It needs to move in a zigzag pattern. How are you swinging trades to enter trades? What type of risk management are you using? Okay, I'm not really using swing trading for gold. I'm using, oh right, I should have explained myself. Hold on, give me a moment. Sorry, I think my keyboard was not working. Okay, there you go. It's working fine now. Okay, so price needs to move, usually moves in a zigzag pattern. It cannot just move in one straight line up. So gold has been doing this like zigzag thingy. It's time, it's due for a pullback already. Okay, it seems like it's due for a pullback. So what I'm doing right now is I'm using the bigger time frame to see where the direction of price is, but then I'm going to the smaller time frame later to look for my scalping or my day trading entries. Okay, hi trading mass, hi for those who just joined. Okay, so on the daily chart we know that price is going up. Okay, we know that price is going up. I just personally think that it's time for a pullback. So on the smaller time frame we can see that on the daily chart we can see that there's either a blue scenario or a red scenario. I personally think it's going to be the red scenario because it's time for price to do a pullback. After it reaches C, then from C it will continue up. Okay, so then from C we start with 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, that's what I personally think is going to happen. Hey Jamila, how's it going? Okay, so just based on my own bias. Okay, here's the thing about trading, right? You are going to go on a chart, you're going to do analysis, and then you're going to come up with information and like collect data, whatever you see. And then you are going to make a decision based on the information and the data that you have collected. Okay, so based on the data I've collected, the goal is either going to go up with this blue line or it's going to go down with this red line. I personally think it's going to go down with this red line, and then later on another blue line is going to form, and then from the red line you can enter for your buy. Okay, that's what I personally think. I could be wrong. So because that's what I think is going to happen, I'm going to get rid of this blue line and I'm going to continue believing that this is what is going to happen. Therefore, if this is what is going to happen, that means that my analysis for gold should be a sell. Okay, that means my analysis for gold should be a sell. Why do I think it's going to be the red rather than the blue? Okay, so for those who know how to use Elliott wave, you know that wave 4, which is 1 2 3 4 5, wave 4 is the wave that is the most boring and always goes sideways. Okay, it is the wave that will keep going sideways and it's a very boring wave. So as you can see from the characteristic of the charts, you can see that gold is currently going sideways. It kind of gives me a feeling that we are in wave 4. Okay, so if we are in wave 4 is usually the pullback wave. Wave 4 is the pullback wave, which means that if price is going up, it's going to pull back here. It's going to pull back and then continue up. Okay, so I think that we are in wave 4. Therefore, I'm going to believe that gold is currently in this red color C. Again, I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, it's totally fine. That's why you use stop loss. Okay, so I personally think it's a sell. Therefore, now I'm going to go look for a sell entry. I am going to go look for a sell entry. So, cocoa. Do you want me to analyze cocoa? We can do that in a bit. Do you have a specific ticker you want me to follow, like a specific symbol? Do you want me to follow? Like, so let me know. Do let me know if there's a specific symbol you want me to look at later. Okay, in the meantime, I'm gonna finish this XAU USD analysis. Okay, I personally believe that it's a sell. I could be wrong, but just because of Elliott wave, I'm gonna believe it's a sell and might consider a sell entry. Okay, so what do? I now that I've already identified that I'm going in for a sell, that is when I pull out on my checklist. Okay, your first job is always to identify whether it is a buy or a sell. Once you have identified that you're going in for a buy or sell, you basically won half the battle. Okay, you have basically won half the battle. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is look for horizontal levels. Are there trend lines and channels? We're going to look for trend lines and channels. I do see this parallel channel. I know it makes me I know it's very contradictory to what I'm saying, right? Because price is currently going up. Price is currently going up. So shouldn't I be getting in? Could it drop to 3550, 3350? If my analysis is correct, okay? If my analysis is correct, it should drop to only if I'm correct, okay? If I'm wrong, then that's why you use a stop loss. If my analysis is correct, C should stop at 3075 area. Okay, this zone. It's never an exact price, it's always a zone. Okay, so if I am correct again, remember what I said just now. What I'm saying is it could either be red or it could be blue. Blue is this. This is blue. I am biased that it's the red. Okay, if it's the red, then it should drop to 3050 area. But if I am wrong, then it will just continue moving up. Okay, so how do I know that I'm wrong? If it takes out B, I am wrong. Okay, if price goes above B, then I am wrong. Okay, so my entire idea is wrong. That means that the blue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the correct wave count. That means I am in the wrong wave count, and then I should stop my idea of wanting to sell. Okay, so I know it's very contradictory because price is currently moving in this uptrend right now, but I want to sell because I'm trying to follow this red line here. Okay, so I still personally think it's going to be the red line. I still personally think it's going to be a sell, so I'm going to look for a sell entry. So how do I look for a sell entry? I'm going to look for, again guys, disclaimer, I can be wrong, okay? I'm going to look for swing highs and swing lows. Based on IC markets on a futures trading platform. Okay, we're still talking about cocoa, right? I'll analyze cocoa in a bit. Okay, so swing highs and swing lows are very easy to get. This green line, basically I got it from this swing high here, and this swing high here, and this swing high here. Okay, you guys see that? And this swing high here, and this swing high here. So this green line is an area that price has gone to many times and then reversed from. So price will come here, and then this is the area I want to look out for because this is a possible area of price reversing. Okay, but give me a moment. Give me a moment. Okay, this green zone is a green line is a zone. It is a zone. It is not one price, guys. Okay, so once price moves to somewhere within this green box, this is where I would consider a sell. This is where I would consider as a sell. Okay, so for those who have been following me for a while, you guys know that usually for XAUUSD, I don't sell. I don't sell for XAUUSD. It's just that recently I've been seeing a lot of selling opportunities, so I might be starting to take sell opportunities from now on. Usually if price is going up, I want to wait for the buy entry rather than for a sell entry. But right now, because I see a lot of like opportunities, I might want to consider sell. So now I'm going to just identify, yeah, this is really a good zone to get in for a sell. 1, 2, 3, give me a moment to come up with my analysis. Whatever I'm showing you guys is how I usually come up with my analysis. Okay, I think gold is going to come up to this zone. Just give me a while. Just give me a while to look at this. 1, 2, 3. What I'm doing is looking for more Fibonacci levels. Yeah, I'm very happy with this, honestly. Okay, I think gold is going to move up, and then there's going to be a reaction here. Somewhere within this green box, but most likely is going to be in this red box, okay? XAU USD, based on my analysis, is going to reverse somewhere within this box, but more likely is going to be this red box. Okay, so when price gets here, I'm going to consider getting in for a sell. So this is going to be my analysis for XAU USD. Sell entry. Okay, my stop loss is going to be just above this box, this zone. So stop loss, very tight stop loss, and my take profit is going to be huge. Okay, so I can either play it back to this swing low, take note guys, I can be wrong. This is just based on my analysis that could be wrong. Okay, so this is what I would do if price got here. If price got to this zone, somewhere within this green box, more specifically within this red zone, I am going to consider getting in on a sell. My stop loss is going to be here, and my take profit is going to be, okay, maybe a more conservative take profit. It could be here. Sorry, that was really ambitious. Okay, it is still at 1 to 3. 1 to 3 is still good, to be honest. 1 to 3 is still good. Otherwise, then if I'm aiming really far, this is the other take profit, which is 1 to 8. I actually might aim for that far. Okay, but being very conservative, just back to this swing high here, which is the support here, which will give you a very nice 1 to 3 trade. I would be quite happy with that, to be honest. And then once price goes down, provided I'm correct, and it breaks this zone, I expect it to continue, not continue going down, but there's going to be some kind of bearish pressure. So right now, what I think is going to happen is price is going to move up here, and then there's going to be a reaction here. Okay, that's what it is. The other thing is, okay, I'm going to give you guys two analysis for XAU USD because I see it. The first thing is to wait for price to get here and then get in for a sell here, which is what I will consider. Again, this is not a signals group, okay? I'm merely sharing what I think, what I see, okay? Please don't follow me blindly. Okay, the other way is to play the breakout. When price breaks this area, comes back and retests, I might consider getting in for a buy. Okay, so the other analysis is consider getting in for a buy here if it breaks this area. If it doesn't break and reverses from here, it means that price is just going to reverse from here. Okay, why you need to wait for a breakout? Okay, so some of you must be wondering, why can't I just get in for a buy now? You need a confirmation. You need the confirmation. So if price can break this swing high, that is the confirmation that it's going to go up higher in the next, for however long it's going to go up for. Okay, it needs to break, come back and retest this green zone, and then continue up with that upwards movement. If it doesn't break, there is no buy, and the sell might just happen from here. Okay, that means price might just reverse from here right now. Okay, that's why you need to wait for the break. Okay, so if that breaks, that's that. Then if that breaks, this is my other trade. Buy entry, my take profit is where, just below where the sell entry is. Sell entry, oh sorry, the take profit is, and then the stop loss being somewhere around here. Okay, that being said, I don't encourage playing a breakout. I am not a breakout trader. I am usually a reversal trader. Okay, my style of trading is I catch where it reverses at the swing highs and the swing lows. Okay, so I like to catch swing highs, swing highs, swing lows, and this is where I get in for a buy. This is where I get in for a buy. This is where I get in for a sell. This is where I get in for a sell. Okay, that's my style of trading. I don't like playing the breakout. So even though I see that possible breakout move, I am not gonna get in for that buy. I'm just gonna patiently wait for price to get here. I think this is where the next swing high is going to be, and then it's going to reverse. Okay, that is my personal thing that I'm going to do. Okay, so again, whatever I'm sharing with you guys is just my own personal style of trading. Please do not follow blindly. Please do your own analysis. Okay, I'm merely sharing this for educational purposes. Okay, cool. Next, someone is requesting for trading. Mas is requesting for cocoa. I've never done analysis on cocoa before. I don't know which one you want me to look at. Which symbol do you want me to look at? Let me see. In MT5 futures contract. Cocoa futures, is this the one you want me to look at? Or cocoa against US dollars? Let me know in the chat box. Oh, this very choppy market. So many gaps. So many gaps. Okay, I'm not sure. Let me know the symbol, the exact symbol you want me to look at. Otherwise, I'm just gonna leave this here and we'll go look at something else. Okay, Ethereum, anyone? XAU USD, this is what I have on XAU USD. Ethereum? No, nobody's asking for Ethereum. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you anyways. I'm gonna give you Ethereum anyways because I do want to know. I plan to exit my Ethereum. I'm finally exiting my Ethereum. Please do EUR/USD and USD/JPY. Oh, right. I should do EUR/USD because EUR/USD is what made me so much profits in the last few months. Okay, I love trading EUR/USD because structurally, it just respects price action really well. Okay, so let's start with the daily chart and see what we got. Are you using the COT in your trading? COT? What does COT stand for? Do let me know. Okay, so I see EUR/USD still going on an uptrend, very nice clean uptrend. Okay, so it makes me want to get in for the buy. Okay, it wants me to get in for I would want to get in for a buy. Kinda see this breakout happening, but don't stress so much because trend lines don't hold a lot of structure anyways. I feel like trend lines are more like guides. It's not so much of like structure. Okay, you see this like breakout here, it may or may not be valid. Okay, let's see what the smaller time frames are saying. Okay, so sorry, this was on the 4 hours. Yeah, the smaller time frames, honestly, this is very hard to tell whether it's a break of trend or whether we're still in an uptrend. Why am I still confused even though there is a break here? Because this could still be a valid uptrend. Okay, this could still be a valid uptrend as long as it's still making higher highs and higher lows. It is still a valid uptrend. Okay, so for it to be invalid, price needs to break this low. Okay, if price breaks this low, then I can confirm that we are in a downtrend. But price hasn't broken this low, so I cannot confirm that we are in a downtrend. Okay, so this is a very tough one. This is a very tough one because you don't know if it's on an uptrend or a downtrend. Right, guys? Remember, I always say your first job is to identify whether you want to get in for a buy or a sell. You need to first identify you want to get in for a buy or a sell. If you cannot identify that, it's going to be very hard for you to get in. Identifying whether it's a buy or sell would have won you half the battle. Okay, so it's very confusing because price on the 4 hours, if we're just focusing on here, is going on a downtrend. On top of that, it has broken this. But at the same time, if we zoom out, it is still on a solid uptrend. Okay, it is still on a solid uptrend. Okay, so again, nothing in trading is emotional, nothing in trading is illogical. We are just going to collect the data and then make a decision. Okay, so reasons to sell: trend line breakout, current downtrend. Hey, Trading Must, you just need to let me know. I just need to know the symbol you want me to look at. If you can give me a symbol, then I can look. I'm gonna click Cocoa, but so many things are gonna come up. Okay, if you can give me a symbol, then we can look at Cocoa together. Otherwise, I'm just gonna randomly choose one. But do know that if I randomly choose one, every chart is different. Every chart is different. And there's no IC markets for Cocoa. Okay, like you see, if I choose EUR/USD, there is IC markets. You see IC markets at the top here. IC markets, IC markets, IC markets. So I can look at Cocoa. You just need to let me know which one you want me to look at. If not, I'm just randomly going to choose one. Okay, cool. Reasons to sell, trend line breakout, current downtrend. Let me see. Things to be cautious about. Daily uptrend still valid. Long term. Long-term uptrend is still valid. Okay, so take note, if you are going to enter this sell, you just need to be careful that it's not a very strong, high probability trade, because there's reason for us to believe that it may not be a sell, and this trend line breakout could just be a fake out. Okay, it could be a fake out. Okay, so nonetheless, I'm just gonna follow this current trend here. I'm gonna follow this current trend here to look for a sell entry. Okay, so how do I look for a sell entry? Again, we're gonna look for swing highs and swing lows. There's a swing high here. Another swing high here. Really looks so dangerous. I really don't like the look of this candle here. I cannot give you an analysis. I don't think I can give you an analysis for EUR/USD. I really don't think I can give you an analysis for EUR/USD. Guys, give me like one moment to just like, even like structurally, it looks so weird. Structurally, it looks so weird. Like it's making this low here, and then now it's coming back. Okay, if I really had to come up with something, like if I really had to like do an analysis for EURUSD, it's going to be this. If price comes back to this area, I might consider getting in for a sell. It is a very low probability setup. This is not a high probability setup. And I'm just gonna sell it back to this zone here. If I pull out Ichimoku, it's not gonna tell me. Yep, it's going sideways. The market is going sideways. Market is going sideways. That means that it cannot decide where to go at this current point of time. Usually when it's, yeah. Okay, if I really had to come up with something, it's since the market is going sideways, then maybe just play the sideways market. Okay, if price comes back here, I might consider getting in for a sell back to this zone. It is not a high probability setup. Not high probability setup. I'm basically just, at this point, I'm basically just forcing an analysis out. Yeah, at this point, I'm just forcing an analysis out, but not a high probability setup. Okay, usually when I do EURUSD, I'm very confident about my setups, but yeah, not this. Okay, so I've got a request from AJ for USD CHF. Before I do that, I do remember someone requesting something else just now. Okay, USD JPY by Buddha, and then let's do USD JPY. And then USD CHF. Okay, before we continue with this, I do want to look at where the XY is going today. Yeah, okay, it aligns very nicely with EURUSD. DXY also did a breakout of the trend line, so price is moving on a downtrend, and DXY broke. Okay, same like EURUSD. Okay, this sell could actually be valid. This sell could actually be valid. And this sell could actually be valid. Because if if US dollar is going up, anything that is going against US dollar should be going down, right? It should be going down. Okay, so DXY, I do see it. I see this. It did the exact same thing as EURUSD. Did the exact same thing as EURUSD where it did the breakout. Oops, sorry. It did the breakout and it did this very long wick. Okay, so signs are showing in a higher lows, higher high structure, you basically buy dips, or a lower highs, lower. Sorry, I need to reread that. In a higher high, higher higher lows, higher high structure, which is basically an uptrend. You basically buy dips. On a lower high low, you sell spike rallies. Yeah, that's right. I am a trend trader, so that's basically my style of trading. Okay, I am going to take a wild guess and say that, okay, based reasons to believe USD is bullish. Trend line breakout. Current trend. Okay, cool. Now that I've got my bias, buy what has already higher chance to be settled. That's right. That is right. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this trend line breakout and say that US dollars is currently bullish. Whether it's short term or long term, I cannot tell you for sure. Okay, so therefore I am a bit more confident with this sell. DXY seems to be bullish. Seems to be starting a bullish trend. Seems to be, okay? I don't know for sure, okay? It just looks that way. Okay, therefore, everything else will be a sell. Okay, not a sell for sure, but it will it will push me to want to do a sell. Okay, cool. Let's see what's happening with yep. USD JPY making lower lows, lower lows. This is still valid. Lower lows. Okay, cool. I want to get in for a sell for USD JPY. Why I don't like to trade so many US pairs, it's because if I am wrong with about this, if I'm wrong about this being up, it means that I'm going to be wrong about this being down, 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 down. Okay, I'm going to be wrong about everything. Okay, so that's why I diversify and do some Japanese yen, I do some Australian dollars, I do other things, because if you do everything US dollars, if you are wrong for one, you are most likely going to be wrong for all. Yeah, if price comes back here a second time, I will consider getting in. If it comes back here a second time, I might consider getting in. Okay. USD JPY, sorry. I want to consider a sell for this. Where do I get in for a sell? Give me a moment, guys. Okay, this is for starters. We can start with this. Structurally, it's not showing, it's not giving me like swing highs or swing lows. Six one. Let me see if I can find anything else lining up here. I guess this is something. Okay, I am happy with this analysis. I'm happy with this analysis. More likely going to be this green box here. If price, I mean, it could have already happened. It looks like it could have already happened here and the U-turn could have started already. If price goes higher, somewhere within this pink box, I might consider getting in on a sell. Okay, somewhere within this pink box. More likely is going to be in this green box. Okay, it could be higher. It could be higher, but from what I see, it's more likely going to be in that green box. Okay, so let me sell. Stop loss gonna be above the pink box. Okay, take profit. Being very conservative just here. Wanting to aim for the best here. Looks like a 1 to 2. It is a 1 to 2. Oh, 1 to 3. Nice. 1 to 3 setup could be a 1 to 5.5. Okay. Risk reward is so important, guys. Why am I showing this? So risk reward 3.21. It's because you should only be risking 1% at a time. So if you have a I'll give you an example, $100,000 account, you should be risking $1,000 to make $3,200. Okay, you shouldn't be risking more than 1%. Obviously, if you start with a smaller account, it's going to take time for your account to grow because you should be risking the same. But whatever account you are using, this should only be money that you can afford to lose. Whether it's 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, or $100, it should only be money you can afford to lose. Okay, and you should only risk 1% at a time. So I know if it's a small account, it's going to be very hard to risk 1% at a time, but just risk the minimal you can risk. Because if you risk 1% at a time, then you are basically, you need to be wrong 100 times to lose all your money. Okay, that's going to be very hard to be wrong 100 times. If you are wrong 100 times and you lose your entire account, I just have to tell you, whatever strategy you are using, it's not working out and you should consider changing it. Okay, so this is what I have for USD JPY. I'm gonna put this here. Yeah, I'm gonna put that there. EUR USD. So I've come up. I came up with sorry, not come up. I came up with 3 analysis. Let's do one more. Okay, let's see what we see for this. Oh wow. I was right on the sell, but my take profit was so low. The take profit is here. It's crazy. Okay, let's redo this analysis. I think USD CHF looks like it's going on a downtrend. So lower. This is very unsettling, to be honest. So it basically was going sideways. It was going sideways for a while. This was the sideways market. It was moving in this like sideways thingy. Then it did a breakout. It did a breakout, came back to retest, and now continuing with the downtrend. Okay, so it makes me want to continue buying the downtrend. It will align nicely with the analysis because the XY is going up, therefore USD CHF should be going down as well. So at the same time, it did this breakout, so it makes me want to believe that it is a sell, so that we have reason to believe that it's a sell. Okay, whenever you want to buy or sell, you want to do anything in trading, you have to have reason to believe that it's that way. Oh, look, it is moving in a very nice downtrend. So I definitely want to get in a sell for USD CHF. The question is now, where do I get in for the sell? Okay, so it looks like it's pulling back right now. It's moving on a downtrend and now it's pulling back. Where is it gonna pull back to? That's the question. That is the very, very big question. Where is it going to pull back to? I think let's identify some swing highs. Let's tell about risk management, winning streak, losing streak of a trading. Let's say you use 1 to 2 reasons where your winning rate only needs to be 30. That's right. So that's why risk to reward is so important. Um, yeah, risk to reward is so important for that reason. I'm just gonna like identify some swing highs and swing lows. Price is going to pull back to somewhere. I just need to identify where it's going to pull back to and then continue down with the momentum. Okay, so I need to find something clearer. Structurally, it's not giving me anything. I do not see. The only one that I see is this green area, the one that's very obvious to me. But other than that, I don't see like structurally anywhere else it could possibly pull back to. Let me identify where the next pullback could be to. Just playing around to see if anything comes out. Um, nothing much to be honest. See, this is the problem. Sometimes you know it's a sell, you just cannot identify where you're going to sell from. That's also another problem in trading, and that's totally fine. Yeah, I don't really see much. If anything, if I'm this is not even a high confidence, like I'm not saying this with high confidence. The one that's very obvious to me, right? Like like sticks out and like I see it so clearly is definitely this green line. But for price to reach there, it's going to take some time. Okay, before that green line, I do kinda see this zone, I guess. Okay, I kinda see this zone. So there's two areas I think price might reverse from. It's either gonna reverse from here, this green zone here, and then continue down with the downwards movement. Or if this green zone doesn't hold, it's gonna move up, and then from here, it's gonna continue down from this upwards movement. I'm a bit more confident of it being this green one. I see the green one. It's very obvious for me. This is like I see it, but it doesn't look very strong. Okay, so why what am I doing basically is identify support and resistance, and you need to identify which one is a strong one. Okay, so basically I'll give you an example of how like this works. So let's say you are a human, this is you, you are walking, you're walking, and you're walking. Okay, there's gonna be a few doors in front of you. Okay, you want to get to this ball. Okay, this ball is your goal. Basically it's your take profit. Okay, this is your goal. You want to get to this goal. Okay, before you get to the goal, there's gonna be like a few doors. Okay, so you get here, and if this door is very like if this door is not locked, it's a very light door, it's a very thin door, you're gonna open this door and then you can continue with your journey. Okay, then you get to this door here. Sorry, I'm gonna erase this. You don't need this. Yeah, the goal is not behind the door. Sorry, the goal is not behind the door. Okay, you're basically trying to see how far you can go. Okay, so then you come to this door. This door has a lot of locks. It has a lot of locks. This door is made out of iron. Okay, it's very hard to open this door. So once you get to this door, you're going to turn back because you're like, oh, that door is locked pretty tight. I'm not even gonna try to open. I'm gonna turn back now and go home. Okay, so that's basically what I'm doing when I am like identifying the support and resistance. Oh my gosh, I need to like slowly delete all of this. Okay, I'm identifying the support and resistance. Price is you. You are this human. You're gonna either go to this door or this door here. You don't know which door is locked. If you come here and this door is not locked, you're like, okay, I'm gonna continue with my journey and I'm gonna continue going up. If you reach here and this door is locked, it's so hard to break this door. What's gonna happen? You're like, okay, forget it. I'm gonna go home. Okay, that's basically what support and resistance is. Okay, so I've identified two resistance. I just don't know. I identified this one. I just don't know if it's going to hold. Okay, I just don't know if it's going to hold. If it doesn't hold, then I think price is gonna go here. If it holds, then price gonna come here and then reverse, and then your stop loss is gonna be here. Okay, why you need to identify this door? Basically, your stop loss is gonna be here. Your sell entry is gonna be here, and then your take profit is gonna be here. Okay, something like that. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for joining my webinar. I'll see you guys again next week. Hopefully something plays out. Okay, hopefully I end up profitable. Last week I did 1% in profit. It should have been 3%, but I moved my stop loss to within profits. I shouldn't have done that, but I did that yeah, I did that. So it should have been 3%, but I only did 1% last week on EURUSD. So on EURUSD, I did 1% last week. Hopefully this week we'll get something, I'll get something good, and next week I can update you guys again. Okay, thanks guys for joining. I'll see you guys in a week. Take care everyone. Bye.